Hi, I'm Terry from the Crosse Technology, and we're looking at the WS-9047 unit today. This particular 9047 has been branded for the Weather Channel. Others may be branded for other companies or just show Crosse Technology on the front. The 9047 comes with a TX29 UDTH-IT outdoor remote sensor. And what makes this sensor special is that it has a small display window in it. And when we power it up, we'll see what that display window does. First step in setting this up is powering up the TX sensor. We flip it over, the cover slides down, and we're going to put a pair of fresh alkaline batteries into that sensor. You'll notice initially the sensor is going to show you the temperature and then flash the humidity. And it will do that back and forth as long as the batteries in the sensor are good. We'll put the sensor off to the side now in initial setup about 3 to 5 feet away, and the next thing we need to do is put power in the display itself. This display uses a C battery, and the battery door flips up from the bottom. Put a pair of C batteries in. We're looking at alkaline batteries. We're looking for freshness date on it within 6 years. So we take the current year, we add 6, and that should be the oldest battery we see. And when it's powered up, this will be your primary display. Quick tour of the display. You'll notice this has already picked up our outdoor temperature and humidity from the sensor. We have the indoor temperature and humidity showing. We have the time, phases of the moon, the date, and the number of the day. And we can change that to show differently, which we'll look at later. We're also showing a forecast. There are 3 possible icons for this forecast. The current atmospheric pressure, and a graph showing how the pressure has changed from the current setting to 3, 6, 9, all the way up to 24 hours away. We need to set this unit up in order to use it properly. To set the unit up, we start by pressing the set button and holding it. Notice that as we hold it, eventually this is going to change. LCD4 shows the density of the print on the system. We can make it more or less dense by simply pressing the plus button. We press the set button a second time, and we now set our time zone. This came up, as they all will, for the East Coast time. I'm in the Midwest, -6, so I set to the West Coast. Notice how the map of the United States changes as I change that time zone. Now we're at the West Coast. We hit the set button once again. Daylight savings time is turned on. You only turn that off if you're in a place that does not use daylight savings time. Pressing our button again, RCC, radio controlled clock, on. That means that it will look for the WWVB radio controlled signal from Fort Collins, Colorado to automatically set time, day, date, month, year, and daylight savings time. Another press of the set button lets us go to either 12-hour clock or, by using the plus button, to the 24-hour military clock. Back to the set button. Now we can manually set the time. The hour is flashing. Each press of the out button changes by 1 hour. Press set. The minutes are flashing. Again, each press of the plus button changes 1 minute. Press set again. We now change the year. Each press of the plus button, 1 year. Press set again. The month flashes. Each press of the plus button, 1 month. If you hold it down, it flashes through. And we want to set the day. Today happens to be the 1st. Press set, make the day flash. Press plus, there's the 1st. When we press the plus button, the set button again, we're showing degrees Fahrenheit. The plus button will allow us to change that to Celsius if we wish. Pressing the set button again, we're showing our pressure in inches of mercury. We can also show it in hectopascals or millibars. Pressing the set button again allows us to change the current relative pressure. What we need to do is find our own relative pressure, and we can do that in a number of ways. And we change it by using the out button again. and if you hold down, it starts to run on its own. One more press of the plus button shows us the forecast sensitivity. We leave that at 3, and another press of the plus button and the system is set up and ready to operate. This system has 2 other features to be aware of. First, it has a comfort index icon. A little smiley face there is telling us that at the indoor temperature of 77 degrees that we have with 60% humidity, it just changed, we are in a comfort zone for normal indoor temperatures. Should the temperature get too high or too low, or the humidity too high or too low, our smiley face will drop down there and become a frowny face. One other thing to notice, we have a snooze CH button. CH is for channel. This particular unit can use up to 3 outdoor sensing units, like the TX29, which shows temperature only, would be a perfect unit for the 2nd and 3rd channels. As well, if you look at the center button, it says snooze CH. CH is for channel. What that's indicating is that this particular unit has multiple outdoor channels that can be read. It will read up to 3 remote outdoor sensors. Typically, people who add sensors will add TX29UIT sensors, which are temperature only. The outdoor sensors will read temperature only in channels 2 and 3.